Show. Kevin Hope here with Ball Her Hoops. I got a special guest with me. Coach, would you like to introduce yourself?
Uh, sure. I'm Coach Brandon Blalock from Central Cabarrus High School.
Right.
Hope everybody's doing well.
Thank you, Coach. Glad to have you on this episode of Coach's Corner. Big fan of your program and the job that you do there. Central Cabarrus has been one of the teams that played in our Ball Her Fall League. So I've been kind of keeping up with you guys. Got a chance to see you over the weekend. Got a big win versus Charlotte Christian. But before we get to the basketball, I like to do icebreakers.
Okay.
So just tell me one thing. If I was to go to Concord near Central Cabarrus and I needed to get something to eat, where should I go?
Oh, near Central Cabarrus. That's a tough one. Probably Brooklyn's Pizza's pretty good. East Coast Wings. That's always a spot that we go to, coaches go to on Wichita. So those probably two I would say.
Okay, I like East Coast Wings. That's right near Harrisburg.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your coaching background.
Well, I've been coaching for a long time now. I can't even count anymore. But I'm a third generation coach. My grandfather was a coach at Kings Mountain High School. Actually won 2 state championships there. And then my dad was a longtime coach in Gastonia at Hunter Huss High School, and he opened up Highland Tech. Both of them real successful coaches, and I'm proud of both of them. I started coaching at a school called Methodist University. It's called Methodist University now. It was Methodist College back when I started coaching there. I'm getting old. And then I went from there to a school called Slippery Rock University, and then I came back down to Charlotte area, and I started coaching at Butler.
Okay.
From Butler, Rocky River, now Central.
All right. That's a good traveling journey. You got a good little bit of movement there.
Yeah.
All right. So your team is young. So what are some of the difficulties that you face with such a young team? And what are some of the strengths that it gives you because they're so young?
I think probably the biggest difficulty is inexperience. But for me, it's been a welcome task because you can teach and you can mold, and kind of how you see fit and it's like putting a puzzle together. You put the pieces together in certain spots, and when you finish, you're like, oh man, this came a long way from where we started. But they've come a long way, and I'm really extremely proud of them, the work and effort that they put into, and they're putting up with me. So I'm proud.
Yeah, I get it. That young team, I know you had some injuries. I saw Janae was in the boot. I said, what happened? She said she had a sprained foot, I think. So hopefully she has a speedy recovery. You guys are still well on your way to doing big things. So proud of this accomplishment as a coach so far. And then what's one goal for the rest of the season?
Proudest moment as a coach so far. Honestly, man, it doesn't have too much to do with Central Cabarrus. I mean, if we talk about Central Cabarrus in general, had a couple good years. We won SBC championship and 26-5 made to the Elite 8, Sweet 16, and all that stuff. But getting the chance to coach my son and my daughter, so those are probably proudest moments for me is when you look at it in that standpoint. Yeah,
I like that. And what's one goal for this season?
Playoffs. Playoffs and finish in the top 2 in the conference. Playoffs. That's our goal.
Okay, I like that. That's a great goal to have. So right now your team is, I want to say, second or third in the conference. I think you and Northwest Cabarrus. I think East Rowan's 4-2, and then of course West Rowan's at the top right now. So what do you guys got to do to get to the playoffs?
For us, we got to compete in all these next couple games. We got a tough task ahead. We got Lake Norman Charter, which is currently 5 coming up on Friday, and they're a good team. They're solid, long and athletic group. They're well coached as well. We're currently tied with Northwest Cabarrus, but they're technically have the tiebreaker on us. And so, Coach Spurls does a great job with them. So coming back and, going to have to compete. We just got to compete in all our games. We can't take anything for granted, and we got to compete in all our games that we play.
For sure. And that's just looking at that depth of the conference altogether. How many teams do get in from the conference?
For right now, with how they do the which is based on your record, I think two are guaranteed. Your top two teams are guaranteed. So unless somebody like the third or fourth team wins the tournament. So the top two teams are guaranteed. Then they base it on what your record is against all of 3A in the West.
Okay, I like that. Because I mean, you guys have a pretty tough 3A conference, I think. One of the best, especially in our area, and probably the Western region, honestly. Especially with West Rowan in there, and then Northwest Cabarrus has been really good as of late. And Lake Norman Charter is definitely not a team to take light. And East Rowan, surprisingly, they're been pretty good this year. I think I had them a little bit above y'all in the standings, but you guys have done a really good job. I think I have one more question. Last one. Not going to say 3A, but 4A. If you could pick a winner for the 4A state championship in public schools, who would you pick?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I hope some of my friends don't come back and get mad at me. Honestly, from watching, I like Lake Norman. They're tough. I mean, they're a tough group of girls. I haven't seen out much out in Greensboro, but I know Southwest Guilford is usually strong. Mallard Creek looks good too. They look really good. That'll be an interesting matchup if you got a chance. If Lake Norman and Mallard Creek matches up, that's going to be a tough one right there.
Yeah, I like that matchup. They both got young teams and both got a lot of length all over the floor. I think that'll be a great matchup. So overall, I want to say thank you for being on here. Thank you for being a part of the Ball Hair Fall League. I always tell people it gets you prepared for the regular season for sure.
I appreciate it. I think for us, it helped us a lot. Just and you saw us throughout time, just being so young and seeing that type of competition and understanding what it can do for us. I think for a little bit early on, we got to go, we got to play again. But my girls persevered through it. And I think from looking at it on the other end, they're like, now you go back and say, you guys have seen this type of competition, and back down. So they get it.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing about the fall league. Of course, you can play teams anywhere and, just beat up on them and things like that. But when you're playing actual competition that's getting you better and getting you prepared for that conference, because even though the non-conference season is important as well, but that gauntlet of conference is definitely a beast because teams are scouting you. They played you already, so you got to kind of change up some things and try to figure it out. So overall, you got to be able to be ready. And I think that our fall league does a good job. I think the Myers Park fall league was really good as well. But we got a little more hardware and, all-star games for the fall league. It was really good. I think the girls enjoyed it. So overall, I want to thank you again, Coach. Not long at all. We'll see you sometime during the rest of the season. I don't want to say I'm going to get down to Central Cabarrus because, I have a schedule too. But definitely when playoffs start, I think you guys will be there. So I'll definitely come and check you out.
Sounds good. And I appreciate you, man, and everything that you're doing with the podcast and all this stuff, man. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate that, Coach. Well, everybody, thank y'all for watching. Till next time, Ball Her Hoops, we're out. All right.